Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video, doing the 18th Christmas updates for today's video. So, for the final time with these updates, we're going to have a look at the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast, the long-range seasonal model from the United States, see what it's showing for the Christmas and New Year period. So final time, because from this point onwards, we'll shift over to the GFS. The Christmas period is now just into the time frame of the shorter range GFS model. The final day in the GFS time frame is Boxing Day now. So, and I'll include that in this video, but from next update, which we'll do on Wednesday, we will be entirely using the GFS and we will be counting down sort of a final countdown to Christmas and putting some detail into the updates as well. So I'll talk you through the video in a moment, just to say that we've released two videos today. First video up was the autumn forecast verification video, so that's just going over what happened during the autumn against our autumn forecast. And then the second video, it's on the homepage, it's quite a long one, it has a look at where the next week to 10 days. But included in that is all the latest on what's happening in the stratosphere and various other bits and bobs as well. We've got CFS V2 for next month. So have a look at that. It's on the homepage. It's quite an interesting video. So I'm going to start off on the 17th of December. I just have to tell you about the model, though. So it's the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast generated midday. So we always stick to the same run when possible. That's the midday run out of the 4. So it's generated midday yesterday, 9th of December. It's at website metroseal.fr. You can find the link to Metroseal on the links page. Christmas Shop is open, so if you've got any Christmas Shop to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, then you know all about it. Click the green button, go to the Christmas Shop page, click through the Amazon banners, or use the Amazon search widget, and you'll be able to do your Christmas shopping at Amazon as normal. Just the fact that you're going from Gaz over to Amazon means we get a revenue fee on the things that you're buying. Big thank you to everybody for doing that again this season. You still have plenty of time to get Christmas presents to you from Amazon, but it's the 10th of December. Christmas Eve is 2 weeks today, so I wouldn't necessarily leave it too much longer, but there is still plenty of time if you would like to do your Christmas shopping at Amazon via Gazweathers. Right, so for the final time, let's go through the CFS V2. I'm going to start off on the 17th of December with low pressure out to the northwest of Scotland and bringing in this westerly wind that will be feeding in sunshine and showers. We go through to the 19th to the 20th of December. We have this low pressure over the country, so it still looks pretty unsettled with showers or longer spells of rain. But we're up to the 21st now. That low pressure is gone. We're trying to build up a little bit of a ridge over Scandinavia, but we've got very deep low pressure in the Atlantic, and so any ridge that's attempting to form over Scandinavia, it looks like its days are pretty much numbered. And that's what happens as we go into the 22nd of December, running up towards Christmas, bringing another batch of wet and windy weather in from off the Atlantic with these strong westerly winds too. We're up to Christmas Eve, and we're starting to raise heights to the south. High pressure is beginning to build to the south of the UK, with low pressure out to the north and west. So still rain up in the northwest, mainly dry, I would have thought, for England and Wales, and becoming very mild as we pull up this southwesterly wind. We could well see temperatures going into double digits. That takes us through to Christmas Day, and Christmas Day for this 18th Christmas update is looking mild. We've got high pressure to our south, low pressures out to the north and west. Again, we're pumping up this southwesterly wind, which will be delivering very mild temperatures to the UK widely into double digits. The only thing that could make it a little bit more seasonable in the south, perhaps, is under this ridge we might get some fog, maybe an inversion or something like that. But essentially this is a mild to very mild air mass that we're pulling up across the country. I would easily suspect temperatures will be up into double digits with that one. That takes us to Boxing Day, and on Boxing Day, still that high pressure is sitting to our south, but we have got low pressure out to the west of the country, just beginning to bring a return, perhaps some outbreaks of rain into the far northwest. Otherwise, most places have a dry Boxing Day with probably quite a lot of cloud being dragged up by these mild or very mild southwesterly winds once again. So all 3 days, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, looking very mild on this 18th Christmas update. Beyond Christmas, heading up towards New Year, we start to move low pressure back in from off the Atlantic, albeit it takes a time to break through in the south, but in the northwest it does turn very unsettled, and by the time we get through to New Year's Eve, that is New Year's Eve, we're bringing wet and windy weather in across the whole country, so that is a classic sort of wet and windy Christmas Eve that we've got going on there. Let's go through to Christmas Day, and it starts to New Year's Day, I should say, starts to turn very stormy there. On New Year's Day, a very deep area of low pressure is developing out to west of Scotland. Severe gale force winds moving in across the country, and bouts of really heavy rain too. And then through the first week of January, we keep this stormy spell of weather going. Whenever those purple colours turn up in the North Atlantic, it's normally a sign that we're going to unleash the Atlantic big time, and that's what's going on here through the first week of 2019. It turns very stormy indeed with severe gales. Look at that on the 9th through to the 10th. That's a real battering. 9th to 10th of January, very stormy conditions indeed. And these westerly winds just carry on into the middle of January. So I've run you through to the 15th, and it's still looking really unsettled, potentially stormy, and very wet conditions, but overall probably quite mild. So the CFS finishes exactly where it was back on the 7th update. It's the 7th update that really saw the change with the CFS. Before that, they were very different updates. We didn't really have a trend until we got to update number 7. But from update 7, the CFS really has been very, very consistent about this being a westerly Christmas and New Year. Generally, potentially stormy at times, potentially bouts of wet and windy weather, but also at times quite mild too. And the CFS has never wavered on that right from the 7th update. We have not had a single very cold Christmas update this year, which is unusual. Normally we get at least one very cold Christmas update, but we haven't had one this year. It's been westerly all the way, really, from the 7th update. So we're finished with the CFS now. We're going to move on to the GFS. I'll just leave you with the latest GFS run. This is the midday run of the GFS model, starting on the 18th of December. With low pressure out to the west of the country, bringing cloud and rain in from off the Atlantic. Then goes through to the 19th of December, still with low pressure close to the country, showers or longer spells of rain around the UK. We have got relatively high pressure over Scandinavia, you'll notice. So it's not a classic sort of Atlantic onslaught type pattern. As we go through to the 20th of December, which is day 10, of course, we're taking this low pressure down to our south and trying to pull in some pretty chilly easterly winds. In fact, you wouldn't totally rule out the chance of some snow on the northern edge of that area of low pressure. It would depend on the exact soundings within the atmosphere, dew points and thicknesses, that kind of thing. But sort of pattern that can deliver the risk of snow on the northern edge of this low pressure if the air is cold enough. So it is looking rather different to what we're just looking at with the CFS. However, we go through to the 21st of December, and the next low pressure is heading in from off the Atlantic, bringing more cloud and outbreaks of rain. That's the 22nd of December. Quite an interesting chart. Have got some relatively high pressure over Scandinavia, and it's ridging to the north of Scotland over towards Greenland as well. So pressure certainly trying to rise to the north of us, but we remain under these areas of low pressure, bringing outbreaks of rain or showers in between. That's the 23rd of December. The eve of Christmas Eve shows that we have a bit of a ridge building over Scandinavia, and low pressure out in the Atlantic. So this is a little bit of a battle type situation. Relatively cold, I would have thought. We'll bring the wind in from an easterly direction. That's Christmas Eve. So the attempt to build that Scandinavian high doesn't really come to anything, as the next low pressure is rattling in from off the Atlantic. This one is turning the wind into the south-southwest, so it's bringing milder air across the country for Christmas Eve, although eastern areas could probably be relatively cold and mainly dry, but the north and west is turning wet, windy and milder. And then that's Christmas Day. That's how Christmas Day is looking, 360 hours away, so very long way out. This will change from here, probably. But Christmas Day is actually looking quite wet and windy, with low pressure out to the northwest of Scotland, bringing in those southwesterly winds across the country. So that ridge that tried to get going over Scandinavia is kind of like collapsing down towards the Black Sea. And then we go through to Boxing Day, and that's as far as we can go with the GFS. Now it's 384 hours away. And Boxing Day is bringing up this long-fetched southwesterly wind, which is pumping up very mild air from the Azores across the country. So, starts quite chilly, this, as we run up towards Christmas. It does look relatively cool. We get to Christmas and it turns milder. And then we get probably to Boxing Day and beyond Christmas, and we're starting to drag up those long-fetched southwesterly winds, which will bring very mild temperatures with them. So that's how it's looking for the 18th Christmas update. Now, we have finished with the CFS, so from now on, we'll just be using the GFS at westcentral.de. Find link to West Central on the links page, and also in the description at YouTube. So we'll be using the GFS from now onwards. When we do Wednesday's 19th update, the GFS should be up to around the 28th of December, I think. So we'll have the full range of the Christmas output within the GFS timeframe, and then of course we'll get closer and closer to the new year as well. So from the next update, we'll start trying to pin a little bit of detail down. I'll start showing you the upper air temperatures, precipitation, and a forecast and all of that kind of thing. So there we go. That's your 18th Christmas update, and we'll be back with Christmas updates on Wednesday. The 19th Christmas update will be with you same time, same place on Wednesday. So come back for that then. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.